Alright, welcome back to the channel, you guys. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. I wanted to make this video just to kind of share my experience and some tips for everybody. I bought my first car at the end of last year, like late December. So I just wanted to share some tips and some things that I learned during the whole experience. First things first, like when I was looking at cars, I was never looking at a new car. Actually, when I was looking at a car, I was looking at thinking about getting a car for like a year. My price point went down and then down and then down. So it went from like 15 to 12 to under 10. And that's simply being, I don't value cars. I feel like they're just a tool to get you from A to B. But the less money you spend on a car, the more you can get your money working for you or doing things that you care more about. You know what I'm saying? Unless you know, that's part of your brand or whatever it may be to have a lavish car, it's not really worth it in my mind. Alright, with that said, I know that new cars are like really tempting because you see the commercials and they do be looking good, but at the same time, everybody knows that once you drive that car off the lot, it depreciates so much. I watched a guy, Marco, Whiteboard Finance. He has a lot of car videos. I'm gonna link them down below, the ones I referred to, where he's talking about how a car, and he breaks down like with the financing of it all, like with graphs and everything. But he basically tells you that the peak time to buy a car, when it's most beneficial financially, it makes most sense, is 3 to 4 years after it comes out. So you buy your 2016 in 2020 or 2021, or you buy your 2017 in 2020 or 2021. So yeah, I was never looking for a new car. Also, something about new cars that people may not think about, I mean, your loan is higher, so you're going to end up paying more in insurance as far as collision and comprehensive. And then also, like, the repairs are more expensive. I was looking for a new car for a while. I was thinking about getting a car for a while, so I was able to look and see what the prices are and really gauge how, what everybody was charging over a long period of time. But I think that's a major key. Like, anytime you buy something in a rush, like you really need it, it's gonna, you're gonna have to pay for some convenience. With that said, the sites I use Carvana as like a benchmark. But anytime I go to Carvana, and I'll show images, like an image of what comes up. If I go to Carvana and look for a car that's under 10 grand, it's gonna give me a small two-person car that I'm not about to ride around in. Whereas when I went to the other side I use, where I went to find my car, TrueCar, you get to see Carvana cars, you get to see dealerships, and I think you might be able to see private sellers. So that's the site I use. I also was able to look into my bank. So my bank and my credit union USA used to have like a car buying service, but I know Bank of America has a car buying service. Like, you can find cars from dealers that they actually affiliate with, so they'll literally, you can go through and find a car and you can get the financing that way once you find the car that you want through their website. So those are 3 sources: TrueCar, Carvana, or your financer's online website. One thing I would say about Carvana is the prices, you seen in the pictures from side to side. Carvana has the cars, but they're more expensive for some reason, and I just think it's really the convenience, because you still have to pay tax, title, and registration. So it's not like you're avoiding, they have the fees included in the price. It's no, you getting same car, less price. So I put a Nissan Leaf 2015 and a Nissan Leaf 2015 on this side, and the prices are $1,000, $2,000 difference, and it's why? I think the only thing with Carvana is you avoid the stress of going to the dealership. But I mean, if you watch a couple of videos and you educate yourself, you know what to pay for and what not to pay for when you go to the dealership. So I wouldn't really give them the time of day unless you really want to spend that extra dime for that convenience. Alright, another great resource, well, a couple great other resources that are great for us, knowing your good price, is Kelley Blue Book. Of course, everybody knows about this. You got to go in and see what they say your car might be worth. But with TrueCar, it automatically has a price gauge and tell you if this price is good or not. Down below, I'm going to put a link for this USAA article that tells you the best time to look for a car. Because if you're getting a new car, you may want to get it during the summer when they have that Labor Day sale type deal, or they always have different holidays and they have a sale at Memorial Day. So it breaks down like when's the best time to get a car, like timing it, because you know when you go on the weekends you got to compete with all these other buyers. But it basically says if you go in during a weekday or towards the end of a quarter, you may have a better chance of getting a deal from a salesperson because they're trying to meet a certain sales level for that certain time period. So I'm going to link that article down below. It's from USAA. Another couple of links are things that I use to research a car. Like once I've done my searching and I found some cars I was looking at and I was comparing them, I'm always looking at recalls and the title. I actually found a car. I was like, ooh, this car is really cheap. It was like $7,000, and I was like, oh, let me, once I looked at the title in it, it was a salvage title or whatever. So I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. It just sounds like it's more of a headache. I'm pretty sure you may be able to get a good car out of it, but it's like getting anything refurbished, especially something with that many moving parts. It's kind of, you might want to stay away from that. So I use the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. They're going to tell you, like in the little website down below, whether there are any recalls that have been unresolved and everything on the car. And then there's, hold on, NMVTIS. It's part of a government agency. They have different providers, and you can go to those websites and put in the vehicle's identification number, just like at the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and it'll tell you whether the car is what kind of title the car has, and there's a little bit other stuff so you can have an idea of what you're getting into. But like me, when I got my car, the dealer offered the Carfax. Like I was able to see the whole service record for the car. So that's something you may want to look into once you actually do narrow it down. And then you want to look at the dealer's reviews. The dealer I found, it's in Lithonia. They had pretty good reviews. Because the one thing about going into the dealership that makes it a headache, and makes people want to buy a car online completely, is that you don't want to deal with janky people. But yeah, other than Google reviews, there's not too many resources that will really give you a great idea what you're going in there to get. But you can reach out to the dealer before you even go in there to see how they respond to you and everything like that. I would also say always go into buying a car with your financing already, so you have that option, because they're gonna sit you down and try to sell you warranties and sell you this and that at the dealership. And it's like, it's okay to compare what they're willing to give you as far as financing and what rate they're trying to give you. But you always want to go in there with your own financing available, so you know what you can pay and how much it's going to cost as far as the payment and the interest rate. So you have that power already. You not coming to them needing the car and the financing, because most dealers make their money off of financing, not the sale of the cars. I learned that from Marco, Whiteboard Finance as well. He basically was at a car dealership, and he's already done all this stuff before. He was a car salesman at some point in time. He also talks about, like, when you go in there and sit down with them, do not focus on the car payment. The car payment is not as important as the total price of the car, because if you're trying to finance through that dealership, they're going to ask you, well, how much you're thinking to pay per month. But per month over 6 years, 5 years, 4 years is different than talking about the total price of the car, because they can talk you down and do a whole bunch of finagling, moving the numbers around and get you under a certain payment, but you could be paying way more in interest if they stretch out that long term to 6 years or something like that. So it's just a little game they try to play, and it's also to get you to spend more money in financing with whoever they have a partnership with, or if they have financing themselves. So that's where the money is made. That's where the money resides, bro. Trust me. Two more things. I just want to reiterate, it's so important to shop around for your financing, because my interest rate, I think I got an offer from Bank of America, and then I went to my credit union and refinanced through them, and my interest rate, the difference was about 1.45%. I think exactly that. And that's only about $350 for the course of my loan. Yeah, $350 in the course of my loan for my car. Remember, my car is only 10 grand. If my car was about $20,000, that'll be a $2,500 difference. I'm not saying that's gonna hurt or break anybody's wallets or nothing like that, but I mean, you just want to keep as much of your money to yourself as you possibly can. So saving $20, $8, $50 over each pay period adds up. So definitely make sure you shop around. And then the last thing is a tip I got from my sister-in-law. Thank you so much for this tip. She's basically saying that, you know, once you finish paying for your car and it's paid off, however you want to do that, whether it's 4 years, 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, keep saving the money that you spent on that car, on that car payment, and save that for your next one. We all know that cars don't last forever. So if you have a car and let's say your car payment was $200, if you save $200 over 2 years, you're gonna have $4,800 for your sales tax and for your down payment already in there. And I think they say like you're supposed to have 10% down on a used car or 20% down on a new car. Either way, if you keep saving that money you were already spending, you're gonna have a jump start on getting that car anyway, versus, you know, you save that money, do it with something else. It's just a tip that I got. I feel like it'll be very useful, especially if you're one of those people that, you know, you don't like unexpected expenses. Just put it in your budget already, like car, even though you already paid the car off. Because I know it feels good not to have a car note, but it also feels good to, like, I think it feels equally as good to save the money and know that you're gonna have that for the next car. Cause like I said, these cars don't last forever, you know. Yeah, but that's it, y'all. I hope this video helped somebody today. I know this is one part of life that may be a little difficult, and I know it causes a little anxiety for people. But yeah, man, I got a car during the pandemic, and it was pretty much an ease. You know, I think I was really fortunate with how everything turned out. But like, just do your research, try out all your options, and just, you know, be careful, be on the lookout. I hope these resources help y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like down below. Let me know what kind of cars y'all looking at, man, because I really want like a Rivian, like a pickup truck, or a Tesla, like something that I can pick up stuff with and it's good for the environment. Like my next car, I want it to be electric, period. Like, I feel like it's coming to a point now where range anxiety is gonna get low and I can actually get a car that's electric and ride out. So yeah, man, thank you guys for watching again. I will see you guys next week, and have a good one.